Thanks for being with us, Representative.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So, from your perspective, why are the talks at a standstill now at this crucial time with literally hours left?
Well, of course, John Boehner, the Speaker, has said that he wants the Senate to work out a deal, and that if they work one out, they'll send it over to the House, and we'll deal with it then. So they're busy working it out. I remain optimistic. I'm the eternal optimist. I think we'll pull a rabbit out of a hat and we'll have something. I don't think we'll go over the fiscal cliff. But, you know, when you have negotiations going on at the last minute, and it didn't have to be this way, and it shouldn't have had to be this way, anything's possible. But I think we'll pull it out.
Why do you think that? I mean, what gives you any level of optimism, given not just today, but this problem has been around for a year and a half, if not longer, and nothing's been done?
Well, I've been around this place now for 24 years, and the general dynamics, I think we, for some reason, wait until the last minute for many of these important things, and then we're forced to negotiate in good faith. I'm actually disgusted with it, because I think we should have had this a long time ago. I think the Senate will come up with an agreement, and they'll send it over to the House, and then the question's going to be, will John Boehner get his Republican caucus to go along with him? You know, he proposed raising the threshold for taxes to $1 million a year, and was rebuffed by his conference.
But you've heard the Republican side of things, where they say, look, it's not just about taxes here. We have to talk about that are specific cuts that have to be made, because it is, after all, about deficit reduction. So their point is they don't believe enough is being cut, as opposed to just taxes being raised.
Well, I think that in order to get our fiscal house in order, we have to both cut spending and raise taxes. The fact of the matter is the Republicans wouldn't even listen to any kind of raising taxes, even on the super rich. Again, Boehner couldn't get it through his caucus at $1 million a year last week. So I think what we need to do ultimately, it's not going to happen now because there's no time to have a grand deal, but ultimately we have to have a grand deal where we have to cut spending and increase taxes, and we have to do that to put our country down the fiscal path of responsibility. Now the question, though, it becomes a political question in the House, because John Boehner has not wanted to pass it with Democratic votes. You know, there have been just last year, I mean, there have been instances where a majority of Republicans, but not enough to make a majority, have joined with Democrats to make a majority. And we need to do that again.
Let me interrupt you for the moment, because we have heard both sides back and forth, and there's been plenty of political talking. So let me ask you this point, and this is more to the philosophy of democracy here. Do you see that we have an inability as Congress to reach some sort of compromise? In other words, that we're watching the decay of democracy here in our inability to do anything or accomplish anything, especially when it comes to the fiscal cliff. Are you worried about the future and politics?
Well, I'm worried. Of course I'm worried. But I think there are people like myself and others who understand that for the long-term good of the country, we have to meet in the sensible center. We have to do this. And we haven't been able to do it. I mean, as a Democrat, I have my feelings that the Tea Party, ultra-right-wing Republicans are the ones resisting making any kind of compromise.
Blame here. I'm just asking for your insights.
I'm telling you what my perception is here. And I think that nobody can say my way or the highway. We have to come together. I think what we'll do is we'll pass a minimalist bill so that we won't go over the cliff. And then I think we have to go from there. We have the debt ceiling to deal with. When we talk about the debt ceiling, we have to have negotiations with the president, who I think is doing a fine job, by the way, and we have to sit down and work out a grand plan whereby we cut spending and raise taxes and balance our budget once and for all. We cannot keep doing this indefinitely. It's terrible for the country, and the voters are fed up, and they're right. We have to meet in the middle, and we have to compromise.
I hope you're absolutely right. Thank you, Congressman, very much for joining us today.
Thank you.